Hi you guys, this is Gwendolyn, and for today's video I would like to share some relationship advice on some things that I've been asked. So, how was this so? Hi you guys, I decided to do a video based on relationship advice, mostly because it's one of those things that I've gotten asked through the years. People constantly ask me, how do I do this, what should I do, this and that, that and the other. And I'm working on a book. Yeah, working on a book. So I love reading advice books. So the things that I've learned, the things that I've experienced, I decided to write about that myself. So
I think it's a great idea. My friends always ask, my coworkers always want to ask you stuff. And
yeah, I always get asked advice. You guys, I'm still going through learning to speak with this thing in my mouth, so don't judge. Don't do that. That's not a good idea, but okay. So some of the things that some people struggle with, in my opinion, are like excuses when they're maybe interested in someone, whether it be male or female. But of course, if I'm speaking out about, and I'm going to probably seem more like I'm speaking about towards a guy, because of course I'm a lady and that's my dating preference. But so if you were interested in a person, all of this is in Gwen's opinion, only my opinion, and I feel like things that I've done have worked pretty much to where my outcome is where I pretty much wanted it. If you're not understanding, like if I was interested in someone and I thought I wanted to may see this person, date this person for possibly long term, I usually got that. If I wanted to date long term and turn it into an engagement, I got that. If I wanted to date, turn it into an engagement and marry, I got that. If I just wanted a friend, like what they call a hookup, so to speak, like someone just to hang out with, I got that. So that's worked for me. That's why I decided to, like I said, do this. So some of the excuses that, in my opinion, some people have talked about are things like they just say you like someone, you see someone for whatever reason, however you meet them, wherever you go to meet a person, and you feel like they're not completely ready for the relationship. So you may hear things like, I like this guy, but he's not really ready for a relationship, or I don't know if he's ready for one, or I like her, but she's not ready for a relationship. I don't know if she is or not. This is my opinion. I feel like people sometimes easily show what their intent is, like for instance, left field. You know me in left field, I got to go to left field. If I decided I wanted Chinese food, just saying for instance, I go to a Chinese restaurant. I'm not going to go to a Mexican restaurant. I'm not going to go to Italian or anything else if I'm going for Chinese food. I'm not shocked that if I go there to the Chinese restaurant and I order something that's Italian or Mexican or some other culture, I should be shocked to say, oh my gosh, they would look at me like, what are you talking about? Okay. That's an obvious that you don't do that. Now sometimes when you're looking to date someone, they don't show what you may see as a clear sign that they're not ready. If you don't maybe notice their body language and things like that. I look at everything, you guys. I stare at people. That's why I like to meet people in person. Even when I've met people online before, yes I have, and even married doing that. I got married doing it. I still like to pay attention. I like to listen to what people say because I hold you to your word. I pay attention to how I'm speaking to you, how you're responding. It's the way I am. It's just the way I tick. I don't waste anyone's time pretty much, and I don't want them wasting mine. If I notice you and I want to take that further, hopefully we get into a conversation, the first thing I do is, first of all, I leave the house in the kind of element of confidence that I naturally am. I'm pretty much confident in myself in most things in the world. Not all of them. No, I am not. There are things that I'm so nervous and so scared about, And that's okay. I think fear keeps you a little bit safe. You can't just let it totally suppress you. But let's just say you're going out there, you see this person. First of all, be confident in yourself. Like, ask yourself, this may sound sort of weird, but how much better are they than me? I am a person. I'm a good person. I am this and that and other. And they may be as well. You're thinking they are. So that puts you a little bit more on equal playing field. You don't look at a person, I don't care about their position, I don't care about their title, I don't care about any of that. If you feel like you know that you are a good person, you are the best person you know how to be, that puts you on the equal playing field, in my opinion, with pretty much anyone. If they're available and you are available, that's equal playing field. You're out there to meet someone. They are as well. All of these are connecting you already before you do anything or say anything. So me being a lady, I pretty much, if I am in a situation, I show up somewhere, whatever, I just keep all of my baggage or whatever I may have in the background of my mind. I take that away. I don't want to show up looking like I'm loaded down with a lot of problems and things like that, which I'm not completely. There are some things that everybody works through in life, but if you're going to meet a person, open your mind and your heart a little bit and it makes you appear more confident and softer at the same time, in my opinion, especially a lady. We want to smile at someone, say hello to someone. That's a first out the door. That's already a great first step. If that person that you spoke to says something back to you, boom, that's a possible start. It truly is. If they totally blow you off, don't notice you, it could not be for something that's about you. It could be something that's on their mind. I've done it. I've ignored people unintentionally because I had things going on in my mind. That's why I stopped trying to leave the house like that, to clear my mind a little bit, because people get offended sometimes. And I could have missed a great opportunity, whether it be for a job or whatever, because I was shut down a little bit because I had things going on in my mind. Clear your minds. That's first. Totally. So just say hello to someone, smile at someone, and things like that. And it won't take long for you to spark some element of conversation. I'm thinking. That's always happened for me. If I smile at a guy, I promise you, he's going to usually come over. If he's available, he's going to usually come over. If he's not available, meaning this, that could be not interested, that could be in a relationship, that could be a lot of different things. So that is not available. If you're in a relationship that you're committed to and that person committed to you, you're not available. That's just the truth. So that being said, that's what you do first of all, is to approach a person, meaning just speak. That's it. Don't do a lot more. A lady, don't hound that guy. Don't do a whole lot of any of that. You will start figuring out if he is available to pretty much dance to the music that you're playing. You will start figuring it out. And if the guy comes off like he's interested, that's easier of a transition. If he comes off like he isn't, or she, they're not. Let it go. Leave it alone. It's okay. Go on to the next thing. That's just the truth. Go on to the next. There is no way around that. If a person shows no interest, there's no way around it. We don't know why. We don't know what they're going through, what they're dealing with. And same for us. We can't look like we're not available or ready to meet. If we are, we can't look that way. We can't appear that way. So that's my thing for if a person is ready or not, to find out whether or not they are. You have to first get to the greeting part of it. That's my opinion for that. Okay, and sometimes with what we think are excuses, I'm looking down at a piece of paper, you guys. Sometimes what we think are excuses are things like that. If a person says, now, if a person says they're not ready for a relationship, that is not an excuse. That's a truth. Period. Point blank. Case closed. Close the file and put it away. They're not. Now, if you're speaking with I'm assuming, first of all, this one is in relation to maybe someone you haven't met yet. I'm just guessing. For you to show some kind of interest or whatever. That's what I'm thinking. First of all, we don't really know one another. And you are ready to look for someone and you don't know if they are. That's my first scenario. Now, if it's a situation where you already know the person and the person says or gives you, if they say it, that's a case closed. It's just done to me. That's how I function. Meaning, I know somebody may say, well, why? Who cares why? Right? It doesn't matter. If a person, a mature adult, we're talking about adults, I'm not talking about anything with children. Let me be clear, I'm not talking about a kid. I'm talking about legal age dating people. With anything I'm talking about, that's what I'm guessing. You're talking about a legal age. Because one thing when we were younger, we bounced all around the place, but as an adult, both of us adults, and if a person says to me, I'm not ready for a relationship, I'm not going to take the time to ask you what kind of relationship. I don't care if you talk about a friendship, a whatever. I'm not going to, what more is there to say, in my opinion? If they're giving what you think are mixed signals.
That's what I hear a lot of.
You need to ask yourself, what are you seeing and what are you hearing? What are you paying attention to? If they're not direct, that's just for the record. One of the things about me, I'm direct. I'm so direct until it's scary. It scares me. I'm going to tell you if I like you. I'm not going to tell you if I don't. I'm not going to say anything about it. We're not going to bring it up. And if you ask me, I'm going to say I didn't say it. Don't assume it. That's who I am. I am genuine. I'm 100% genuine to people all the time. I just am. It makes life so much easier for me. It just does. So for people that are not that direct, I don't waste. I'm not going to try to read you too much. You're going to have to speak up and talk to me, communicate with me, with whatever that means. If you don't speak for whatever reason, you better communicate something with me to make me understand that we're headed towards the same direction. These are two people that know one another. That we're headed towards the same direction or something. Give me something to work with. I'm not a mind reader. I'm not a psychic, and I'm not interested in being either. For people that do it, that's great. That's not fair to the other person. Have to pull that out of you. If someone is having to pull out your emotions, case closed, you're not ready. You're not ready for a relationship. If you're that closed off for someone that's got to figure you out and dig and pull and question and ask, well, what are you divorced yet? Are you single? Are you and her broke up? Are you and him broken up yet? Or if you got to dig into that, person's not really ready to share that with you. So they're not ready for a relationship with you. It's just the way it works. And if that happens, yes, it's heartbreaking. Your feelings get hurt. Maybe not. But you dodged a bullet. That person wasn't ready for you. Good. That wasn't the person for you to be with at that time. You literally dodged a bullet. And that's okay. We're not designed and created to date and entwine with every human out there. We're not. There are people that are just not good for you and good to you. And same with them. There are people that you are not good for and not going to be good to.
For whatever reason.
For whatever, correct, whatever the reason. That's just the way it is. So, that's a clear answer. If you're not sure, I told Lexi one time, just my wording, and when people think even when you think they're in a relationship, I always say things like, if you don't know how to define your relationship, you're not in one. That's just it. If you don't know how to figure out what someone is presenting to you, it's not to go in there. They are an adult. You're an adult. They need to be clear. That's just it. We've watched men, things like that, and I'm sure, and women, interested in someone, they do any and everything right to show it. They do. So they are responsible for doing that, and you for them to some degree.
Yes, ma'am.
I don't believe in women being overly anything. I don't. To each his own. I don't believe in it. I think you need to let the guys do a little more of being a guy Whatever that means in your relationship, whoever is the chaser, let them chase to a degree. That's my opinion. And because whomever is the more aggressive one in that perspective, they're going to start showing those signs. This is in general just people. I'm talking about just people, not necessarily male and female, just people. The more aggressive one is going to show something. They're going to show interest. And the other person takes it a little bit more, and you give back. True, you learn to give back, but there's always a chase and a run, so to speak, in any relationship.
The cat and mouse.
It's a cat and mouse in any relationship to some degree. So that being said, that's what my thing is. Stop telling yourself things are excuses. It's really, it's an excuse in one perspective, but I look at it as it's your word. It's what you present to me. You can call it what you want. You can label it in any category. You make me feel like you're not available or looking for a relationship in any fashion. It's a wrap for me. It's just how I am. So that should answer that, of whether or not he or she is ready for a relationship. They're going to show you they are, or they're going to tell you. They don't, let it go. Let it go. They missed out on something great. Possible if you know you're ready and you got all of this to offer, that wasn't a person to give all of that to. They weren't. And it's okay. Just for the record, let me be clear. It's okay. Not to be in a relationship is okay. It's really okay. It's a time to grow. It's a time to maybe fix some things you need to fix, work on some things. It's a time to build your whatever you're working on in your life. It's a great thing sometimes. It truly is. But don't give out mixed signals. I will say that. Don't make someone think you're available and ready for them and you're not. Don't play games with people. Because that's why we got these kind of things, questions, is he or she ready? If you don't feel it and can't see it or hear it, assume they're not. It's just it. They'll miss out. It's just the way it is. So, boom. You guys look, Hayden made me some coffee. I was going to say Lexi. Look, Hayden made me some coffee today. It's really nice. I just so happened to notice it. You know, I say everything. But, okay, you guys, let me reiterate a little bit about why I'm doing the advice videos. Because, like I said, I always get asked things about my kids, this and that. Because you guys know I have this extreme gap in my children ages. I get asked about that. I get asked about constantly, well, how do you this? How do you get this guy to this or this and that and other? It's been for years. So I decided I'm going to share things I've shared with people. That's what I'm doing. So, and my experience caps off any major anything. And just for the record, I've studied different things like psychology and things like that. Just for the record, yes, I have. In my teaching career, I've had to do some of that when I was...
Yeah, you did.
But on the side of that, I think the best teacher on earth is experience, but it doesn't always have to come from you. You pay attention to someone else's things. How did they manage? What was it like? You pay attention to things that go around in different people relationships. My mom and dad were together until he passed away. Forever relationship. Would have been forever, forever. My daughter, my oldest daughter, an amazing marriage. Amazing. I watch, and mother and wife. Oh my gosh, I watch her. Amazing. I watch her even though I've had my own. I learn from other people. I watch bad in things. I watch the good in things. Not in hers, because hers is really great. Yeah, Lexi's in a great relationship. I pay attention to what makes people, the people that are happy, I pay attention to what makes them happy. When people are she's dating, Lexi is, I watch how she is when she's dating. I watch whether or not she's happy. I watch all of that. And I learn today still from watching other people. That's the best experience in the world. I don't care how many certificates and degrees and whatever you get. You cannot speak for someone else's experience. You can't. There is nothing better than experience. But you don't always have to go through everything on your own. You can pay attention and not have to go through some things. That's the truth.
That's true.
That's why I decided to do this, because even though I've studied, like I said, different things about people's makeup and things like that, how we function.
That's really true. But you can always learn.
You can always learn. You're supposed to learn forever. You're supposed to continue to grow. So you pay attention to things around you, how people relationships look, and things like that. Just pay attention to what's going on. You shouldn't have to stumble over the exact same step that everyone else tripped over. You don't have to. And if you do, learn how to handle it for you. That's what this is about. You learn how to do things for you that makes you work, make you tick. So anyway,
that's true.
That's my thing. So that's why I wanted to share these things with you. And remember, that was, like I said, one of the excuses a lot of people deal with. And that's what I decided to address. When they like someone to know pretty much what they're asking is, do they want to date me or whatever? And they would let you know. One way or the other, it's the truth. Whether you want to face it, they will let you know. Period, point blank.
That's true.
They do. When we want things, we do what we got to do to get it. If you want something to eat, I'm just being honest. You do anything you can to go get that you want.
Yeah.
You do things that you want to do. That's just the way life works. There's no other way around it. And if you don't, like, you know how it goes, you snooze, you lose. Mm-hmm. For the person that didn't show the signs, like I said, that's their loss.
That's their loss.
That's their loss. You don't want to make it happen. You don't want to make someone ready for what you want. Whatever that is. This person may be ready for a friendship with you. So don't just throw them out. Decide, maybe you need to slow down. You know, sometimes we need to slow down. Don't jump into looking at my husband or my wife. Look into, hey, do we mesh well? Do we get along? Do we like one another? Mm-hmm. That can build. Sometimes one of us needs to slow down a little bit. I'm a quick decision maker. I go right out there.
I will say that's always worked for you, though.
It's always worked for me. Like if I'm dating, like I'm doing now, starting to get back into the dating realm of things, I don't set out with false anything. Mm-hmm. I don't let any people know, when I was years ago as well, I'm not going to make you think I'm not a person that's looking for long-term marriage or whatever. And if I'm not going to.
You're upfront one way or another.
I'm upfront.
If that's not what you want, they know.
That's right. For people that don't want that, give them the freedom to move on to someone else. Don't waste their time. You want marriage and they don't. Mm-hmm. Don't do that to someone. You want a long-term. They just want a drive-through. Mm-hmm. You want to dine in. They want a drive-through.
I like that analogy.
Be clear on what you want. That's it. Just be clear. If it gets to the point of speaking about it, be clear on what you want. Don't hold back because you think, oh, maybe I'm scaring them. If they're an adult and they get afraid because you're looking for a future, they need to run. Because they might be an adult body, but that's a childish perception. Mm-hmm. Don't let people waste your time and waste your space when you're building something and they're not ready to build. And it's okay. But let them go play in the playground and you go over here and do what else you need to do. That's what I feel about it. Let them continue to do what they're doing. When they're ready, they're going to be ready. That's just the way it is with anything in the world. When they are ready, they're going to be. It's not that they're bad people. So everybody's not ready to be tied down in any fashion. And it's a good thing. And it's okay. Just don't confuse the two. That's the first element of unequal yoke, in my opinion. The religion is a whole different ball game. But when I'm looking to be here, whatever that means, and they're looking to stay down here, or vice versa. They're up here and I'm down here for whatever that is. Be clear on where you're headed. You got to have the same goals. That's just what I feel about it. You have to. So, that's it. Cancel that check. Oh, he or she's not ready for a relationship. Oh, void. Void that check out when you are. And if you're not ready, like I said, be clear with them. That you're just looking to have fun. You're looking to date multiple people. Whatever that is, be clear. Be mature, be clear, and be fair to someone else. Because that's what you want in return. That's my game. So, anyway. Oh, Lord.
This was fun.
Gotta preach. Preach it. So, thank you guys for allowing me to branch out a little bit. This is truly where I flow. This is my gig. I talk to people a lot. This is truly who and what I am. So I want to start building on this. You guys hang in there. If you want to see a purse sometime, I can put one on the side right here. While I talk to you, I can throw a purse right here. We can do this. I love all the things I'm doing now in video, things I really love.
I mean, it's not that you're not going to keep doing purse
I'm going to do all of it. I'm going to do it all because I like all of it. I like showing items. I like helping people out in any way I can. I love doing that. So it's going to be a platform of a few things. So you guys hang in there with me. Let me do my robot. So, oh, you guys, I flat ironed my braids.
Your hair looks so nice. Can we see your nails?
Oh, you want to see my nails?
They're
These
so
are
nice.
And they just so happen to be
They're
like a gray color.
and they have ombre glitter on them.
It's the glitter is at the top, like, and yeah, and I just having to put on a gray shirt, you guys.
I think you look
so
cute.
Anyway, thank you guys for letting me be a little bit more of who I am. This is going to be lots more going to be coming, so hang in there with me. Thank you so much for being patient. Have a good rest of the week. Have a good Labor Day. I think it's a Labor Day coming up.
on Monday.
I can't stand mentioning occasions because I'm always wrong.
I know.
Okay, Merry Christmas.
I double checked this
Merry
time.
Christmas. Happy New Year. All of this stuff if I'm wrong. Thanksgiving. Have a good Thanksgiving. Anyway, you guys take care. Remember to turn on the little thingy, the ding dingy.
Post notifications.
I never think of the word notification. Turn that on. Remember to like, comment, and subscribe. Bye, you guys. Bye.